Morning, y'all. It's Kate and Chaos. Kate's Garden Chicken and Cat Rambles. I came out thinking it was close to noon, but it's only 8:45 in the morning. When you get up really super early and like start doing stuff super early, it totally throws off your ability to process where you are at within the day. Yesterday, I was thinking it was 5:30, thinking, God, I don't feel well. I got a fever. I don't want to make dinner. And I looked at my phone. It was only 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm fine. I had just got a shot in each arm the Friday, so I had a fever yesterday and felt like crap. So the tree didn't get decorated, but I didn't get my kitty cat ornaments till yesterday afternoon anyway. So here's Cosmo and the girls coming out because I'm going to top off their feed, but this is the Hen House Reserve from Kalmbach Feeds. If you were a chicken, who wouldn't want to eat that? You got your seeds, you've got some pellets, you got peas, and some carrots, and some corn, and all kinds of yummy stuff. But I'm going to show you their bowl that I'm fixing to put this in. So yeah, Cosmo has a little bit of an attitude, but this is me going in the gate backwards and doing a spin maneuver. So this morning I put a little bit in there when I first let them out, but look how this looks. Well, not so bad. Typically by now they have eaten everything out but the pellets. They like it all, and they will eat it all. That's pretty good. At first glance, a while ago, I thought it was what they normally do is they go through like a kid, but as you can tell, the ratio to pellets to other stuff, and they pick out all the stuff they like first. So we're supposed to get some rain today, so I moved it in here. They do have, I'll put it down here. They do have, I don't know why I covered that up, but that was mostly pellets. That I've been keeping some scratch in so that, dude, back off, go, 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 go. You're going to stop pecking me, you little twat. I don't know if that's a word you're supposed to be able to say on Facebook. I mean, blah, blah, blah on your YouTube, but twat, I'll say it. Twat, twat, twat. He's a twat. So back to it. I sent some scratch out in the morning, which also from Kalmbach Feeds, there's the excess bag, which can probably be poured into the container, but I try to make sure in the evenings so that when they come in, they always have something with more corn in it. And people say it's like cake, but if you can see, it's 5 different grains. It's, scratch goes, it's as healthy as you're probably going to get. So they have started laying in these back today. This morning I've already gotten 2 eggs, which is kind of early, but I found one here and one there, which is good. I stirred up inside their coop looking for eggs because for a while there I was getting an egg or 2, one day 3, all laid in a hole back in under the roosting bar. So anyway, things all's good, but yeah, this was meant to show what they do to their feed. But anyway, yeah, like kids, like I say, they'll pick out all the colored stuff first and seeds, and then by this evening it'll be mostly the little pellets. You see the little pellets, which is good for them. But I can't say enough about this Kalmbach feed. It's awesome. So we got lots of lights plugged in here. I've been leaving this on. When they go up into the coop at night, I haven't even been bothering. Sometimes I come out and turn it off, but I've been leaving it on. It's a grow light that does daylight, a red light, and a green light. I leave it on the daylight. They're dark up inside where they roost, but it ensures that on these cloudy days that they're getting at least 14 hours of white daylight. So there's Miss Luna. She's such a good girl. You're such a bad boy. Am I going to have to get my little walking stick? Yep. Because he thinks that he's already pecked holes in my pajama pants. Yes, I'm still in my pajama pants. It's only a little after 8:30 in the morning. Mister, he always pecks the same spot too. Get back. Mornings, your roosters tend to be a little more aggressive because it's just morning. It's when the young girls come out first in the morning and they run because he's immediately chasing after them. And my older girls, Luna and the two Brahmas over there, they seem to take their time. They like to lay in bed a little bit longer, letting him get his energy out chasing those young girls. But yeah, so this is Cosmo. And the only reason he is still around is because I want to hatch some little Easter eggs, and because I don't have any to kill him, or to cull him, or rehome him. And he's a very good rooster when it comes to protecting the girls, watching out for the girls. He is, when they're out eating and they've all got their heads down doing their little chicken thing. Sorry, my finger. He is standing alert with his head up high, seeing what they're up to. I just threw some scratch out earlier. You guys don't need any more scratch. I can still see little pieces of scratch still in the ground. I need to get him a new block. Try to get him another pumpkin spice block. They really like that. So here's Neve. And it seems her feathers are a little darker this year. Came back after her molt. And this is Kiva. Makes it harder to tell them apart, but Kiva's definitely got a little bit more of a red tinge to her buff color. This is Luna, silver laced Wyandotte. There's Daisy, Easter egger, supposedly crossed with a gold laced Wyandotte. Not Easter egger, blah. Leghorn gold laced Wyandotte crosses. It's early. I'm sitting on this stump. Mister, back it off. And it's very uncomfortable on my booty. Okay. I may be gaining weight in middle age, but I got a bony butt, so yeah, they're supposed to be crossed between Leghorns and gold laced Wyandottes. I don't see much of anything of the gold laced Wyandotte in them except for the little bit of black lacing in a few of the feathers on the back of Flower. Now in the summer when they poof their feathers out, or when they've got their feathers all poofed up and you can see underneath the white, it's like the base feathers, they're really underneath their feathers is a light gold. So that's probably where they're getting a little bit of the gold. But yeah, that's Flower, because she's all white with a little black in the middle. That's Daisy. This here is Lily, and she is a Colombian rock cross. She's a very pretty girl. There's Zinnia, Zin. She's an Easter egger all the way. So anything that's born, probably that's hatched from any of these hens with him as the rooster, are going to be Easter egger Barnard mixed, because he is Easter egger. So we'll see what we get. And that is if I do go ahead and incubate any. Sometimes you feel like somebody's lurking behind you. Yeah. The Brahmas. Yeah. Sneaking up behind me. Yeah. Okay. I mentioned in previous videos, it's getting harder and harder to tell them apart now. I can still, just because of some of the chest lighter feathers, but Neve back there had a really extreme molt towards the end of the summer, early fall. She looked really bedraggled. I almost worried that she wouldn't get her feathers back and fluff up before it got cold, which is Delaware. We don't get that cold, but today it's supposed to be in the low 50s with some rain. And then starting tonight through the week, we're supposed to be down into the 20s at night. And that was something that actually I was going to show you out in the front garden that spurred this video, but I get distracted by my chickens. I have ADD. I refuse to take any medicine for it anymore because I'm retired and I don't need that much concentration anymore. Yeah, I concentrate on you, save my shins. He's not a flogger, but he's a pecker. And he always wants to do it in this one spot, like right here. So underneath there, you can feel that there's a dry scab from where he pecked me when I had short pants on. He always goes for the same spot. I don't know if that's strategy or just because you know, I turn my right side towards him and that's his head height. I don't know, but he always pecks the same spot. So there's a head of cabbage that they've killed in a couple days. I have another one in the fridge. I think I put that out on Thursday, so today's Sunday. But yeah, extra green is also enrichment. Um, Hanging fruits and vegetables. I also have a couple tomatoes in the house. Paul bought a 6-pack of tomatoes for the salad, and as they're organic and but they're not probably right off the vine, as in from someone's garden. They're probably organic hothouse tomatoes. But I'm gonna bring out the other cabbage and I'll stuff a couple of tomatoes in there. And even just rolling a whole tomato out, they will peck at it and roll it around and chase it. So it's also enrichment for them. Winter time is when your chickens get the most bored. The grass is shorter or gone. We still have some green. It's green more. It's more green if you look at it with your naked eye. Back along the back fence there, it's pretty green where the mint grows. But and they've still got some green grass, and as I've said in a previous video, if we get a week of anything that's got some sun and we're below freezing during the day, this will all green back up. But yep, they've been digging their little holes. You can see them out there. There's like a little line of them. They're mama traps. You're trying to trap the mama. She trips and falls down. I'm sure you guys will peck me. Murder Incorporated will go to town on me. So yeah, this morning the Leghorn crosses and Zinzin and Lily came out, but the Brahmas and Miss Luna there, those are the 3 oldest ones, they waited a while. I think it's their stratagem, let him get out, let him get that early morning randiness, wanting to chase the girls out of the system, and then they come out. I mean, he does cover them all, and they let him. I watched him try to cover one of the Brahmas, which they're about the same in height, but the Brahmas are so wide and poofy that I noticed that his efforts were for naught. So I doubt that their eggs are getting fertilized. For regular size roosters to successfully mate with these Brahmas, I've noticed, whether it was him or Laddie, it's not that easy. They're wide, they're so poofy. Their tail feathers are so much broader and thicker and bigger. But gosh, crap. They're just gotten so beautiful. Yes, look, Neve, we're just admiring how pretty your feathers are. Yeah, Neve and Kiva. She's still got some that need to come back in on top of her head, which I'm sure they're probably slow to come in because that's where Cosmo holds them down. But you can see he's not been messing with Kiva much. So I think part of it's molting, because usually the roosters tend to grab them right there on the top of their head, but more towards, I don't know, kind of if you're going straight under their eye and straight back that part of their neck. Kind of what we would call the nape of our neck, but just below their skull. So that could be still, her molting was so severe that she just hasn't gotten those feathers back, because I see little bitty baby wispy ones coming in. So, and there's no redness to it. So I think the top of her head is just, that is the last of her molting. I'm getting 4 to 5 eggs a day. Some days just 3, but they're not all going to lay on the same day. So I know those 5 back there are doing most of the laying. So I don't know if my Brahmas have gone back to laying yet after their molt. Brahmas tend to be a good winter layer. They've just been bred that way. They've got plenty of feathers. They stay plenty warm. So they're probably finding little pieces of scratch. I threw some scratch out here this morning in this area. I threw some back there. Plus they got plenty of leaves. Well, plenty of leaves. There's a few left to fall. It's been too damp, but I'm going to rake up all my maple leaves over there below the maple tree. That's a little stick tree you see there, and dump them over here in the corral. I've got a bunch from this tree back here I need to rake up. I'm just waiting for like a really cool dry day. And the ground's still moist. I don't know what. We might have got a little bit of rain during the night. I'm surprised it's so damp looking. I don't recall any rain, but like I said, it's not even 9 o'clock in the morning yet, and we do have in Delaware year round, until it's like freezing, freezing. We have a really heavy dew point. Our grass every morning, 365 days a year, is wet and stays wet for most of the morning. So, even once the sun comes up, it takes it a while, even in the summer, to dry off the dew. What's up, Miss Lily? You are so lovely. You are so lovely. You're very unique. I think one of her parents might have been an Easter egger. Was supposed to be an Easter egger, but she is all Columbian rock cross markings, and he did have some Columbian Wyandottes and some barred rocks. So I think that's where her unique little, gray and silver hackle feathers and that black tail comes from. But be quiet if you watch while they're eating. He does a really good job of staying with them and keeping an eye out and stuff. He's always looking around, especially if there's little birds landing around. Yesterday I got a picture, I put them on Facebook, of over there. You see that little lump there in the center of the screen back towards that fence? That is some old shavings, or some old straw, but there's a compost pile back there, a small one. And so I cleaned the fridge out of stuff that was not bad, but too old. We weren't going to eat it, and I needed room. And I dumped some ham out there. So cats really shouldn't eat pork, but once it's cured and cooked, they're not going to get anything bad from it. But I put it out there, and there were 8 vultures yesterday, walking around the yard and up in the house. 4 adults and 4 young adolescent teenage. You can tell by their size. And black vultures tend to stay in family groups almost their whole lives. I'm sure that at some point, some of the adults or, the young ones run off and establish their own families. But they are a very family group oriented kind of bird. And I looked out the bathroom window over there in that corner, because I guess I had gone in the bathroom and I saw like the shadow of one of them flying over. So I looked out the window, and Chaos was nose to nose with one of them, and they were sharing the same little pile of veggies and salad and ham and whatever else I had dumped out there. Chaos is a carb kitty, and there was some old bread out there too, so he probably was eating the bread. Yeah, I've always called him the carb kitty. He loves some chips too. And, see, the girls are kind of doing their thing, and Cosmo's keeping his head up. Well, now he's not. Now he's trying to make sure he looks good for the ladies, but he's standing at the highest spot, keeping an eye out on things. The Brahmas are just as big as he is. And I think sometimes if they stand up and they're extending their heads, they're probably as tall, or maybe a few millimeters taller than he is. Look at him compared to Miss Luna, who is a silver-laced Wyandotte, which is considered a large-bodied bird. And she looks like a dwarf next to them. They just dwarf her. Yeah, Wyandottes are considered a large-bodied bird. And you can tell the size of the Brahmas. And they seem to have gotten bigger as the years have gone by. Brahmas can take up to 2 years to fully reach your size and weight. And they're over 2 years now, but their feet are more feathered. Feet and legs are more feathered this year than it was last year, and they are just bigger and fluffier. So the girls are pecking at leaves that are falling in the old wading pool. They like hanging around on that old pole. It was an old power pole that used to stand out here and hold a satellite dish. And it fell probably, I've been here 12 years. It probably fell 9 years ago. Paul has cut it up with the chainsaw so we could pick it up in chunks and move it. But I like to leave it. They like to dust bathe around it. They like to stand on it, as you can see Cosmo doing. Um, it's about between it and the fence, there's probably a good 2 feet. And it just seems to be a place that they like to feel secure and hang out. Yeah, that tree, I don't know why they decided to hang out there, but 2, 4, 6, 8. They're all 8 over there. Marigold is still in the house. And I'm sad to say, I think she's going to pass very soon. I think she's slipping into that end of life little chicken coma. She's not in any pain or suffering, but she has decided to refuse. You cannot get any kind of food or liquid in her now. She's old, and I think her issue is the fact that she is really old. And I think she did have sauerkraut. I got that treated and taken care of. She had some antifungal. She was back to eating and drinking a little bit, but she never did quite get her spryness, her strength back. And so we are, hey Laddie, come on, we're going to go out in the front yard. We're going to look at the garden. So I think kind of like you see in elderly humans even, you might get past the illness, but the stress and strain it was on your body is taking its toll. So though she is past, there, peck at that. He's after me because I'm carrying the blue scoop. Chickens see in color. So I came out today to check the mail that was delivered yesterday and to see if I need to fill the little wild bird feeders, which I do. They've been picking out on their Thanksgiving. So you can tell that the front garden is dormant. It's gone to sleep. Here's the crepe myrtle. All the wildflowers are gone. The only green we still have is the sage and the rosemary. The hydrangeas are gone. We've had some nights down in with some heavy frost, but look, the roses, for whatever reason, these knockout roses still got flowers, and some of these are fairly fresh. There was frost yesterday morning, but look at this. She's beautiful. She's got a little baby bud one there. So, I don't know what's up with these roses, but beautiful. And here it is, almost December. This wacky weather. And then this morning I noticed we got a yellow rose. This is a miniature rose bush, and I didn't even realize it had any viable buds after the frost. I figured they would be done, but yeah. There we go. It's November 26th, and I've got roses blooming. I've even got some flowers popping out here on the rosemary. That is a rosemary flower, if you've never seen one. This bush is about 8 years old. I don't know if you can really see how it's wrapped around those roses. It's got really long branches. I really do need to take some cuttings off, get them rooted, and spread it around, but I love it. And a lot of times when I make soup or chicken or anything that I need rosemary, I just come out here and cut me a branch. And unless we have a whole really cold winter, it will look like this all winter. It's a very hardy, well, it's very prolific out in desert areas where you have really hot days and then you have really cold nights. But a lot of this up here at the top of the rosemary, you can see it on here, is new growth. So yay. But yeah, even the really pale pink over there blooming, I just can't get over. I almost want to cut it because it's so beautiful. I'm gonna see if it smells good. It's not as fragrant as they are in the summer. But yeah, I just can't get over how beautiful this rose is. I have to just get a photo of it for the thumbnail, but yeah, can't believe I've got all these buds. But having a week down every night out down in the 20s, I have a feeling that that's not going to last. Some little vine that's growing in there. This winter, this smaller rose bush right here, I am going to take out, and once this thing stops blooming, I am going to prune them back a bit, quite a bit more. I'm sure I could do it now and it would be fine, but you know, I'm trying to hold on to some color as long as there's some color. And there's some little sparrows in there, some white-throated sparrows, which is the loudest singer I have. Look at this red one. Pretty. They're just not as fragrant as they are in the summer. Maybe that's just a winter thing. These were the first ever roses that I really attempted to grow and nurture and have. They're about, gosh, they're probably about 8 years old too. And they just really do need to be trimmed back and thinned and shaped, which I do every year, but they go wild. They love it here in Delaware. It's a great state for roses. So yeah, the yuccas. This was the first daughter of Mama Yucca. First daughter. This daughter just popped out this summer. And then we have another little one here. This is the original mama. And I don't know if yucca reaches an age where she's not as healthy looking. She is right here. So I don't know if yuccas can grow in big clumps. They're not going to choke each other out. I just think she's really old. She was really old and big when I got her 10 years ago, 10 or 11 years ago, and I transplanted her. So she may be like reaching the end of her yucca life. That's funny, yucca life. But these have gotten huge, really huge. So I will probably get some really good stalks and flowers off these too. I need Paul to come with a bucket truck and at least top this tree a bit. So it's not top this tree on this side, like up here, because this is what shades this, but leave that because that shades the hydrangeas. Because as much as I would love to move the hydrangeas, I don't have a place that I feel would be ideal for them. They're very well established. You know, this year they did bloom, not as much as normal, but this year was the second summer after they were crushed to death by that tree that you see there. Still got a lot of old wood, good for firewood. But, all right, so that is not Chaos. I call her Nomad because she just wanders around our yard. But she stays pretty close. She's gotten where she lets me get a lot closer to her. She's not afraid. She'll act like she's stalking the rooster, but she never does attack him. And we have an observer from one of the ferals that live under the porches of my neighbors, right there, that white spot. So they all went over and snack on the compost. And when I know it's going to be a really cold night, I'll bring a large can of cat food out and kind of give them a bedtime snack if I feel they need it. There were some kittens over there, and I think that's one of the kittens kind of grown up, or it might have been the mama kind of grown up. But yeah, see, you can see Nomad stays right here beside me. And I'm pretty sure it's a female because I don't see any testicles. And getting closer and closer to being able to trap her. She avoids the trap. But as soon as I can catch her, she will be fixed. And we'll just set her back free. But this is a pretty little one. And I don't know if that was born over there or just came to live over there, but it's just watching from the shrubs. But you can see we're finally getting into everything's dying out and changing colors for the winter. Winter garden is done. Monday, I'm calling a new company to come out and do the septic. So I've kind of moved everything to that way. So we know that's where the openings are. And so I'm assuming it comes this way, but it could go that way. But this is kind of a little divot area, so I have a feeling it's right here. But it needs to be pumped and cleaned, and I'm just not waiting any longer. Paul and I decided, I said, I'm going to do it. He's like, okay, fine, do it. So we're finally going to get that done. Kind of really wanted to wait until we got the check from the wrecked car. We went and got the truck, but we finally got that, so that'll help to offset that. We use what we got from the wreck, and the bike has been paid off, So both the motorcycles are paid off. All we have is the truck and the mortgage. So, well, you know, Paul's credit card, but yeah, we are. So, as much as it sucks to have a car wrecked and have to buy a new one, you know, which I think it was, the Mustang was like $700 from being paid off. So, yeah. So at least the insurance check didn't get eaten up by, you know, leftover car payment. What are you doing, mister? He just gonna follow me around. First thing this morning, 6 a.m., he comes walking in the house with a cat, checking out the bowls to see if the inside cat's left any snackage. All right, we're at 30 minutes. We're gonna end this, Laddie. Yeah, we're gonna end this, handsome man. A little crooked beak. Yeah, my bachelor. I'm gonna show them your light. So, chickens need to be a dark night, but because of dark as the days are, and to be a little festive, he's got some Christmas lights in his coop. I give him a little light at night and some light first thing in the morning without being a bright light in there. So I have some red lights that used to go into the chicken coop. You could plug them in, but I really don't want to put any more of a splitter on that cord there. So I think that's fine. They've got their lights. I was tempted to bring the fake tree out and put it here and put lights on it for the chickens this year and get a real tree, but I changed my mind. With the 2-year-old cats inside, the young ones, I don't trust it. Come on. That they wouldn't, hey, get back, mister, come on. He's like, I don't like that red and white tag on your boots. Look at those hackles. Look at your hackle feathers up. You gotta have an attitude. All right, well, we're gonna end this here. Yeah, with Laddie showing out. Bye, y'all. Hope you had a great holiday.